guys, welcome back to my video. Number one is make a list of things that's stopping you from reaching your goals. So what I mean by that is sometimes us as people, we don't be realistic with ourselves. Sometimes we need to hear it from others, you know what I'm trying to say? Or sometimes we need to like see it, or all that extra stuff. But making a list, sitting there and being real honest with yourself. What is stopping me from reaching the goals that I want to reach? What is stopping me from being better and doing better? You have to be honest with yourself. And that's why, again, today, I was like really honest with myself. I had to be honest with myself today. And it's like, you really have to be honest with yourself. You have to sit there and make a list of it, right? And as you make a list, you start to make those changes. Okay, if you're a person who gives up quick, if you're a person who doesn't who has a lot of addictions, a person who lies, a person who you're a person who, if you have these issues, those issues, you want to be honest with yourself. You want to write those issues down, and you want to start looking for ways to take them out your life one by one. Okay, you want to make sure, because the reason I say one by one is because you want to take your you don't want to take your time. You want to eliminate them, exactly, but you want to acknowledge, you feel me, the issue, and then tackle it, right? But if you acknowledge the issue and then you sit there and you trying to do so many of them, you're gonna feel so overwhelmed with it. And it's like, I'll change, this is what I'm used to being. I'm so comfortable being like this. So if you addicted to smoking, that that's stopping you from saving money. If you're addicted to always eating out, and that's stopping you from losing weight, and then you also have other addictions where you addicted to shopping, maybe tone it down, find some ways to tone those things down, but tackle them all one by one and try to handle the situation as fast as you can. You don't want to sit on the situation forever, because then you're never going to change. And but that's why I said write them down. Be honest with yourself, and yeah, also a level of patience with yourself. But I think when you're trying to change, this is the time to be a little hard on yourself. Sometimes when people when they oh, take your time, if you trying to quit, just smoke one cigarette a day or something. No, if you're trying to quit, cold turkey. If you're that person who when they don't struggle with those type of things, if you're that person who doesn't struggle with meaning what they say and applying the pressure to the situation, then I can see you saying all right, one cigarette a day. If you have that level of discipline, that's what I'm trying to say. If you're a person who have a lot of discipline, then it's okay, you can give yourself that leeway, so you'll be yeah, I could do one cigarette a day. That's if you have that level of discipline. If you're not that person who has that level of discipline, be honest with yourself and cut it off. Be honest with yourself and cut it off. Number two, what is the foundation you're trying to build? So ask yourself, where are you trying to go? Where are you trying to see yourself at in a few years? Or just ask yourself, what do I want? This life throws a lot at us. And one minute we want this, next minute we want this, one minute we want this, or sometimes you just don't know what you want, you just winging it. And made a list of all the things that are keeping you from reaching your goals, and you've been honest with yourself, and you're really at that step, and you at that point where I'm really ready to take these things out of my life and be a better person, be a better me. Now you need to ask yourself, what is the foundation after you done worked on those issues and got rid of those issues, you need to ask yourself, what is the foundation I'm trying to build? Who do I want to be? What is my purpose? You know, like, what is my goals in this life? Like, in life, like, what is my goal? Like, what is the goals that I need to set so that I can be better? Like, what is the foundation I'm trying to build? Like, where do I see myself? Things like that. You start asking yourself those questions. And the reason why you want to ask yourself, what is the foundation you're trying to build? We build things, right? But we don't have a foundation to stand on. You ever do something and you be like, what is the reason I'm doing this? Like, why am I doing this? You know, when in the beginning you like, I'm doing this because of this reason, right? I'm doing this because I don't want to be like this anymore and stuff like that. And if you don't have a foundation on, like, to keep you stable, to keep you on the track that you're trying to go, it's going to be easy to hop right back into the same things that you've been doing, or just hop off a track, you know. And the whole point is, you don't want to eliminate things and then end up right back into those habits. You want to eliminate things and remember why you eliminated them, why you took them away, why you set those things up, why you put those things down. The things we struggle with, when we go back to them, you end up being worse than what you were before. You ever notice that, like, something you done did is like, and you go back to doing it, it's like, wow, it's like I care way less than I did way before. And I think it's because we lower our self-esteem. Like, it lowers us. It makes us feel like, dang, like, I really tried, you know, now this is just me. You trying to accept it and you give up on yourself. And it's like, then now you're struggling with this, a lot of other situations. So basically, the point I'm trying to make, ask yourself, why are you making this change? And ask yourself, what is the purpose, the point of your change? Like, what are you trying to build? What is going to keep you in check? And my foundation, honestly, is God. Like, obviously, but honestly, it's God. Like, honestly, God, y'all. It's like, he keeps me on a really good track. He keeps me from falling too far. Or if I do fall down, I get back up. Like, it's like God is what keeps me going and keeps me, like, striving every day. It's like he's my father. So every day I think, I'm like, how can I make my father proud? How can I be a better person for the Most High? That is my foundation, you know. And that's what I try to build upon. The Word of God, the Most High God. 3, be the person you want to be now. Speak life. So when we're trying to make changes in our lives, or, you know, after you admit to yourself, and then as you start building a foundation, now you have to put in the work. You have to put in the work. You got to put in the work, right? But it's so easy to get discouraged of when you're trying to make changes, and it's so easy to be like it already. You want to speak it. You are already the person you want to be. Okay, that's what you need to be thinking every single day. Think that every single day. Every day, it's like, you know what? I don't have an addiction anymore. Okay, yeah, I smoke a cigarette, but I'm not addicted anymore. This does not have power over me anymore. You start saying that, thinking that. Say, this does not have no power over me. This is not me anymore. Yeah, you say, as you're being honest and you're quitting, you put in the pressure to quit. Now, don't be saying it and you still smoking 20,000 cigarettes a day. No, that's not true. But as you're putting in the work, you have to be your motivator. You have to be the person. It doesn't matter how many people is cheering for you on the side. If you don't have that in you, that faith in yourself, that you're strong enough, because you are. If you don't have that faith in yourself, it will be hard, so you have to have that faith in yourself that you can make the change that you trying to make, that you are the person that you want to be, so tell yourself every day, say it to yourself every day. And then when there is a person that comes by and they be like, yeah, because you a fiend, like, oh, you really smoke cigarettes. Nah, I'm not addicted. You know, I'm quitting. I already quit. Oh, you smoking a cigarette? Okay, I already quit. You feel me? Speak it. And then to start and apply the pressure to make the change. You know what I'm trying to say? Because sometimes when you're trying to make a change, we have people that's so used to us being a certain way that don't want us to change. That doesn't want us to change, because if we start to change, then they'll start to look at themselves and it's like, you know, I got a problem too. Maybe I should change. And it's like people are comfortable, you know, but, you know, maybe, you know, we can't say like one day they not gonna wake up. You know, it takes some people longer than others to like realize, okay, I need to stop what I'm doing, you know. But don't allow the people around you to stop you from making a change, because the reason why people do want to stop you from making that change is because you're shedding a light on what they struggle with as well. And people don't like when people tell them where they're wrong at in life. Like, sometimes people don't like what they, you know, some people don't mind, but some people don't like it, because then they gotta do better. You know, they gotta start expecting better and doing better. So when someone come up to you and they be like, you don't smoke weed, you're lying. Oh yeah, you do smoke, you know you smoke. Oh, you gonna be smoking tomorrow, I don't believe you, you know. And you be like, nah, I mean it. You know, you stand on it and you mean it. You be a person that means what they say, you know. Be the person you want to be already. Number 4, fast for what you want. Meaning, it's you letting, you know, you're saying to God, like, hey God, this is what I'm trying to get rid of, you know. And when we're fasting and we're praying, right, it helps us kill the flesh and build the spirit. So most things that we go through, like anxiety, depression, anger, addictions, we think that it's a physical thing, but most of those things, like those things, be spiritual things. And it's like, you be like, why am I so angry? And it's like, you know, because that's the spirit that you carry with you. And or you ask yourself, why am I, you know, depressed or something? You have to, most of the time, you have to work on build your spirit up, so that those fleshy things doesn't have power over you. So yes, fasting and praying is something that really helps when you're trying to stop and get rid of those habits, and when you're trying to be a changed person, a better and a changed person. Those fasting and praying really helps. And it's like praising too. Like the job that I wanted, my mom, she told me to, you know, she's in one time I walked in on her, she was praising the Lord, and I was like, Mom, I really want this job and stuff like that. And she was just like, well, praise the Lord for it already, you already got it and stuff like that. And then that's when I was like, I don't know how to do that, you know. I felt so awkward or whatever, but I praised the Lord for it. And, you know, we danced around, we laughed and stuff, and that's when I got the job. And I think it was like the next day I had got the job, and I loved the job. And I actually stayed at the job for a few years. So it's like fasting and praying on something, it's you putting faith, and you're speaking that life into you're speaking life, you know, you're speaking it over you. And that's what's important. That's what we need to already be speaking the life over us. And this is something that is, I would say this is the most, out of all of them, this is the one that's like really, really important. Number 5 is be grateful for where you are at now. you ever meet somebody, right, and they have everything. They have everything, right, and they sit there and they complain about it, and you know, that may be your friend, or that may be somebody you care or know about, or something like that, or you just know, or you just meet somebody and they just start saying, oh yeah, like, and, you know, they just complain. You look at them and you like, how can you be so ungrateful? And it's like, because us as people, right, we see the problem, we see a problem, right, we fast on it, we pray on it, we give it to God, and we get to where we always wanted it to be, right? You get what you always, you get what you wanted, what you worked for, right? Because you worked so hard, because you was working so hard, because you were so determined to get out of the position that you were in, it creates, once you get to a position, it creates that ungratefulness. It creates that ungratefulness, because it's like, if you can't be grateful for where you at now, when you do get it, you're not going to be grateful. And it's because it's like, you try because it's always going to be something that you're lacking, it's always going to be something you're lacking. So you have to tell yourself, the person you are right now, that you are that person that you want a high five? His top teeth coming in, and he just been so fussy for the last 2 days. But yeah, I have learned to be grateful for the position I'm in, even if I'm not where I want to be yet. Even though I'm not where I want to be yet. Okay, you're gonna drop my me phone. Even though I'm not where I want to be exactly yet, like, I know I can do better, I'm grateful, because this Kayla, this Sincere, you better go in your room. You want to go in your room? Please don't do that, okay? You want to leave now? Oh, well, that's fine, mister. Go ahead. Great, you can leave. But let's just solve that right there. I'm gonna grab my teddy bear. Sincere is, he's the best thing that ever happened to me. The best person that God has ever given me. That little boy. Anyway, be grateful for you. Don't put that in your mouth. Don't you put that in your mouth. Don't put that in your mouth. That don't go in Sincere mouth, okay? It's dirty. You just want to hold mommy hand all day, huh? No. I will pop. Don't do that. Don't do it. Because I told you no so many times, right? We talked about this. Let me move it. Let me take. Let it go. Thank you, sir. Come on, let's go. You want to go in your room where all your toys is at, or you want to just walk around here and just mess this up? Yeah, you just want. But basically, be grateful for where you are at now, so that when you do get everything you worked hard for, you're nothing but content. You're nothing but grateful. Practice gratefulness now where you're your best. Practice grateful now, being grateful right now, because it's like you accepting yourself at your worst. When you get to your best, you're gonna be nothing but grateful. Like, when you finally get rid of those addictions, when you finally get build a nice firm foundation, when you finally do establish the things that you always wanted to establish, you're gonna be like, I worked so hard for this. I'm so grateful. God, the things we ask for, God, we go through things. What? You just want my attention. God is working on you in the position that you are in, you know, and being in the position you are in, the situation right now. You know, it's so many things I have asked God for, honestly. Like, it's a list. To work on me, you know, and he's trying to work on me, and it's like, how can he work on me when I'm over here just when I'm in a situation, I'm like, oh, this is hard. Oh, why is this happening to me? Oh, and it's like, you asked me to help you work on these things, and that's why I'm trying to teach you patience. I'm trying to teach you how to be a kind person. I'm trying to teach you how to be more disciplined. You asked for these things, and I'm trying to teach you these things, you know, and it comes from you. You know, not it comes from you, it comes from me, but you have to want these things. You know, you have to put in the work for it. Faith without works is dead. So it's like, you have to work for these things, and you have to put in the work and things like that. So it's like, sometimes God is working on this. He's trying to teach you patience. He's trying to teach you forgiveness. And it's like, this period in my life, y'all, I have really, no, I'm not trying to say I'm just an expert and, you know, no. But I have really learned what forgiveness is, and I'm learning to apply it to myself, you know. And it's like, now that I know what it is, I'm so grateful. You know, I'm so grateful for the position I'm in. I'm grateful for the position I'm in because I know God is trying to tell me something. You know, like, I'm learning to be like that. Like, I have, even before, I always kept saying, you know, my mom, she always said that stuff happens for a reason. But it's like, now that you know the reasons why stuff is happening, because God is teaching you, you know, God is working on you, God is trying to make you and build you to be a better person. It's like, you have to teach yourself to, not you have to teach yourself, but you have to have that level of spiritually mature to be like, thank you, Lord. And God tells us that all up and through the Bible. He says, praise me. He said, thank me, praise me through your trespass. Like, when you go through things, he was like, I would never tempt you. He said, you're tempted by the desires that's in your heart. That's what we're tempted by. We go through things by the things that are in our hearts, or, you know, the things that happen, stuff like that. But it's like, God is teaching us, you know, and he's trying to build you up to be a better person. So be grateful for it, because he chastised those who he loves. I pray that we can all make the changes that we need to make to be better people, to be the person we want to be. You know, we all are trying to be better versions of ourselves. So it's like, I pray that we all, you know, can get to that point where we're proud of the person that we are, you know. Thank you so much for viewing my video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Please tell me what you think down below. Don't forget that you are loved, I love you, and God love you. Bye.